Hi everybody, welcome to Keckfield at Bestwick Stadium in Fairview. We've got a match between the Fairview Tigers, undefeated. Did suffer their first blemish of the season, the tie against Mercyhurst 2 nights ago. And Girard, Girard Yellow Jackets, always a feisty affair. Festive, really. When Fairview and Girard meet up in any sport, I think checkers match would be tense. And draw a crowd. Fairview sets the kickoff.
When you follow all of the rules the way you're supposed to.
And goes back to George, to Januso, working it down the right wing.
I was with somebody the other day, they're like, your son is like a lifeguard. I'm like, sure. I'm like, well, that doesn't surprise me at all. They're like, he blows his whistle all the time. I'm like, you can totally see that
So McCall and Piazza working down the left side, something they've done with great success all season. Cut in, but cut away by the defense. And Gerard's playing it out wide. McCall lets it run out for a Fairview throw-in. Good pursuit by Gabe Hansen, but could not keep it in. Throw into Piazza. Finds his way to George, goes back to the defense. Noble will set things up. So deflected for another throw-in for Fairview.
Well, Scott joked, he goes, if we win this one, just so we don't consider them coming back.
That's a good pass up by Noble. Smith looking out wide for Piazza. Good defending. Still able to keep it in the mixer a bit, then played out wide. Down the field. Kissel goes back, retrieves, back to Noble. Noble's pass out intercepted by Jones. Smith has a long crossfield diagonal ball. Defended away by Christian Jeffrey. But Fairview wins the ball back. Oh, good long left-footed diagonal ball. Oh, good pursuit. Oh! No, Zach Scott did very well to win that off the defender and had the goalkeeper beaten, but his shot tripped just wide of the post. Goal kick for Girard. Schiller's first action in goal for Girard. Fairview comes away with the ball. Finds its way down to Scott on the right wing. Cuts it back. Could not find a Fairview player. Oh, till it does. Ball to George. His shot drifts just wide of the right goalkeeper's right post. So take the goal kick short again.
Boys, let's go.
As we've discussed, that's a rule that's new this year. Most teams seem to struggle with it, even though they keep trying it. But Girard seems to execute it pretty well, and I've got possession. Up front. Noble defends pretty well, under pursuit. A lot of pressure from Snyder. But Fairview comes away. Defender Smith plays it back to Schiller. His clearance finds a Fairview foot. Januso carrying down the right wing. Oh, can Scott run this down? Oh, he kept that in play, but could not cut it back far enough or get a lot of pace on it. So the Schiller goalkeeper collects that cross and long punt downfield. little bit of a mishmash. Oh, that's a nice long diagonal ball out to Scott again. They're going to try to work that all night, I think. My broadcast partner has arrived. Hope his class went well. Did it go well?
Got let out early.
All right. The game started a bit late. There was a middle school game. Fairview against Northeast, won by Fairview, 8-0, and then last second. It was very exciting.
So they had 2 points already?
No, they got the 2-point conversion as well. Ooh, and that's a goal.
That's a goal.
A little kind of a corner scrap.
Looks like it was put away by Nathan George. Came in on the end of it. The back post. It's a good finish.
That's the first corner kick of the game.
Yeah, that's Nathan George.
Yeah, hard to see. There was a lot of feet and bodies in the way. It looks like Nate George was able to bundle that in. They all count the same.
Yep.
Fairview takes an early 1-0 lead. 5 minutes gone in the first half.
And that goal for the Tigers was by Nathan George.
So Piazza wins that ball off the defender's head.
Ooh.
And side decision.
I thought Eli timed his run perfectly there. I thought he was in.
Almost thought it was deflected.
Good idea though.
It was, yeah. It's a
good run.
play that'll work for them.
It's a high IQ run from Eli on there, getting behind the defenders. Something that Fairview will aim to do a lot today, since Girard looks to be playing higher line.
They're notorious for the offside trap.
They are. A lot of space in the midfield for Fairview.
And can Piazza run that down? No, good defending. And by Christian Jeffrey, he's going to be busy out there.
Takes custody. Fairview again looking really comfortable. Pass around the back. Expect him to have a lot of possession today, especially with the starters on the field. Girard does have some good, talented players.
They do.
They'll definitely be a little dangerous in attack as Scott looks to cross ball into Jan. Jan wins it off the defender, but he's just bodied off a little bit.
Yeah, put off enough for Schiller to come and take that ball off his feet. Well done on his part.
Girard could be very dangerous on the counter. As long as Fairview's midfield keeps possession, they should be able to stop those counters pretty well. As Piazza works down the wing again, cuts inside. Good defense from Girard again, but falls into a dangerous area outside the 18. Corey looks to take a shot from outside, and it goes a bit wide.
Who did that?
Corey. Substitution for the Jackets. Number 1 coming on the field, typically
Ethan Fennell.
worn by the goalkeeper. A very rare outfield number 1.
Makes it in by review, but Girard collects and able to clear it, but only as far as Jim. So.
Good again from the. Yeah. Jan tries to find Piazza out wide, overplays it a little bit. Good interception from Smith in the midfield. Good ball into Piazza. A little too much for him, so he'll look to try to win it back, but the Girard defender will do well to shield him off.
Yeah, Logan Smith, only a 10th grader.
Go, boy!
Intercepted by Howells in midfield.
Goal kick.
Girard looks to start a counterattack, but Noble is comfortably there to intercept. Ball bounces around the midfield. Long ball into Girard, but no one's really there to meet it. Should fall comfortably to Richie DeArmond. Fairview look to start another attack here. Girard pressure coming in. Gets around Noble. Ball coming in. DeArmond collects comfortably.
Quick off his line for Richie. That's well done.
Said before, I mean, Girard, they have some players, they have some explosive players that can get you on the counter pretty quick, so Fairview will look to, they want to watch out for that.
I think that's Andy Jones out on the left wing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And, yeah, he did well to get that cross in.
Younger brother of Girard alumni Trevor and Nathan Jones, also standout players for the Jackets. Fairview looks to find another goal here. Smith on the left side, back to McCall, back into Piazza. Piazza out to Howells. Howells looks to take a shot from distance. Deflected off of the...
Oh!
Deflected off of the Girard defender. Scott looks to try to get the rebound, but keeper gets to it first.
Yeah, good hustle again and then challenge it, but Schiller equal to the task. Got a strong leg. Got a blind drive, but they just need to find one of their players with that if they want to have any success clearing that out. So, Howells. Oh, very nice.
From Howells. George holds possession in the midfield. Gatsa does well to retain possession. Shot from distance. Collected comfortably by Schillers once again. Looks like he might have a lot of work to do tonight. Called down the left wing. Plays it inside. Piazza looks for an option in the middle. Plays it back to McCall. Is dispossessed for Fairview throw-in. Piazza with a lot of space. Tries to curl it in.
Ooh,
goes near
hit
post.
the near post. Yeah.
Goes near post. Schillers makes a great save at his near post. Denies Aiden Piazza as Fairview will look to convert another corner. Second of the match.
Got him with 4 saves already.
Try to go
in the first
2 for
10
2.
minutes.
Low cross from Ion. Doesn't connect
There was a lot of space there.
Doesn't connect with Aiden Piazza on the near post run. It appears it was kicked out of bounds by, I believe, Josh Howells. It'll be a Girard goal kick.
Yeah, however they set that up, they'd cleared a ton of space.
Yeah, they left a lot of space in the near post.
And nearly took advantage of it. That's
Jan looked at that area and looked to try to get an easy goal on the ground, but just missed Piazza on the near post. Girard looks to start a counterattack, but fall out for a Fairview throw-in. A lot of time for George to look up, find a pass. Plays a nice ball over to Piazza, just doesn't have enough on it.
Jeffrey's well positioned to play that out.
Yes. Right on. Kiss with a little pressure. Misplaces a pass, but Howells there, intercept. Howells moving up the field, forces it back to George. George with a nice ball into Zach Scott, perfectly weighted.
Defender.
Zach Scott's got plenty of time, spurs it across to Eli on. Beautiful team goal from the Tigers. Elion bags a goal for the Fairview Tigers as they go up 2-0 with 27 minutes to play in this first half. Easy finish for Jan. Unselfish play from Zach Scott and a wonderful ball.
George.
Quick on the attack again as Piazza looks to find...
Taking a more central position for a little bit.
Yeah. Smith unable to retain control on the right side. Dispossessed. Wins it back. But Girard is able to clear it. They look to start a counterattack here. Gets past Noble. It's 1v1 versus Nate Kissel. Nate Kissel sticks his leg in there. Does well. Get the ball out.
To disrupt it.
Girard throw in. Noble did well to recover and put some pressure on the Girard forward as well.
Yeah.
Substitution for the Jackets once again.
I think that's Mason Arts who had that run. I think is that 18? Subbed in.
Looks like yeah, 18.
Yeah, he's just a ninth grader. He's
Yeah, big responsibility as a freshman to be a pivotal part of the attack.
causing some trouble. And wins a corner kick.
Yeah, the little ball bounces around in the corner. Will fall for a Girard corner kick as they look to get something going with 25 minutes left to play in the first half. Little too long. Noble gets a hell on it first. Girard looks to reset.
They retain possession.
And
That's a tricky ball.
it's a clever little ball.
DeArmond reads it well.
Read well by the goalkeeper. A little outside the foot flick by the right back. If it hadn't spun so much on the ground, I think it would have gotten to its intended target. But
It did
once
really
it hit
kick,
the ground,
yeah.
it took a big spell as Zach Scott looks to start another counterattack for the Tigers. You have to slow it down, reset. George again with a lot of time. It was an excellent
Nice
ball.
left
Good touch
footed ball up to
good touch
Piazza.
from Piazza. Piazza's got two
Trying to
defenders in front of him now.
Set for a shot.
Got lots of time
Puts it
now.
back.
Plays to Howells over the bar.
Over the bar.
A good take. Fairview definitely trying some more shots from distance. As we watch the Mercier's game on the Facebook live stream on Monday, noticed that Fairview wasn't taking a lot of shots from outside the area. Looks like that's something they want to work on and improve. Trying to get as many as possible. As Fairview intercepts the goal. Midfield again with a lot of time to get something going. Good build-up play from Howells and Smith.
Uh-oh.
Smith over to
John's able to
Jan.
run that
Jan
down
plays
from
him
Smith.
through to Scott, but two Girard defenders get in the way of him, able to shield him off. And deflects back off of Scott for a Girard throw-in.
Wofford plays
Towards
that
the
out
corner.
off of
Yeah.
Zach Scott. Wins a throw-in for Girard. Oh, but goes back out of play. Fairview throw-in.
Fairview throw-in. Januso on the throw-in. Fairview bunched up on the right side, looking to switch the field of play.
All right, a little bit of
George with, again, a lot of time. They look to close in on George. Then frees up some space for Jan. Good ball in from
Scott
Howell
held
over
his run.
Scott.
Scott
Flicked
held his
it
run
on
well to
to-
stay on side.
Yep, flicked it on to Piazza. Piazza's dispossessed. Girard looks to get something going here. Good defense by Corbin
yes.
Caldo. Stops
Stays
the
home.
Girard counterattack. Keeps it in bounds. Is unable to find.
Fennell unable to get past him, but goes back to Jeffrey.
Girard with more control in the midfield.
Snyder
Intercepted by
diagonal
Howells.
through the midfield, but Howells
Reads it well.
takes that one.
Howells tries to find Piazza with a diagonal ball, but is unable to get to its intended mark. As Girard starts
Gimber
another attack.
Hits a long ball, and Arts tries to run it down, but the defense is able to clear the decks. Yep.
Yeah, Zach Scott's going to get flagged for offside. He did. That one that one was a lot clearer. It was about 2 steps offside,
Yes.
but a good run nonetheless.
Yeah. They want to try to exploit that all night. You just have to.
Yeah, as Nate George tries to play him over
Play.
the top. Zach Scott was
Yeah.
2 steps offside, but a good run, good ball. Again, the high line, sometimes you're going to fall victim to that. So expect Fairview to have quite a few offsides called against them tonight.
Scott missed most of the season with it, so didn't get to play Girard, and have to recognize that they're defenders. They step up quickly.
Yeah. Girard holding the ball a little more, trying to not to find big passes, trying to play simple around the midfield. Intercepted by Scott in the midfield as George tries to switch field of play, but Girard does well to intercept. George is flagged for, it's Girard who's flagged for a foul.
Yeah, it came over the top.
Came
You
over the
never
top,
know if it's
yeah.
over the top or undercutting. It's a fine line
Yeah,
sometimes.
it is. Fairview again with a long ball that's intercepted.
Okay. George is able to win that midfield. Out
Another-
wide to Scott, who
another
held
great
his
ball
run.
to Scott. Got held this run. Looks to finish. Good save from Schillers.
It was a good save.
Smith tries to get the rebound, but it falls to Aiden Piazza. A shot that intended to be a shot ends up being a pass, but Girard's able to clear the danger. Girard looks to start the counter, but McCall does well to dispossess. We'll go up for a Girard throw-in before we see a double substitution for the Jackets.
Yeah, coming on is 14, Luke Wetzel in defense, and number 2, that is Gabe Hansen. He started the game. He's back on in replace of Fennell.
Back into his right wing role, it appears he's playing. Dispossessed by George in the midfield. Jan over to Scott. Scott with a big touch, but is able to win the ball back. Girard stops the attack. Again, Girard trying to be a little more patient in their build-up. McKissel intercepts the long through ball. Fairview looks to kickstart another attack as Scott has worlds of space on the right wing. Fender closing him down, but he gets right by him. Uses his pace, is unable to cross the ball in before it falls out of play.
Barely gets past the line. Yes, so Wofford is a big guy, but I think Zach can outrun him.
Yes.
We'll just have to work in their positioning to try to keep him from causing him too much trouble.
Fairview substitution as Josh Howells makes way for Brady Baker.
Scored the tying goal.
Yes.
Important goal.
And it looks like Eli Jan will move into that attacking midfielder role that Howells was playing, as Baker will move up top.
And he gets the ball right now.
And
Good overlap from McCall.
McCall looks to beat Jeffries. Jeffrey does well. Is dispossessed by McCall again. Baker. Over to McCall. Back out to Smith. Smith over to George. George over to Jan. Jan cuts inside on his left. Is unable to get a lot of power on his left foot. Gets the ball back.
Good block by Wofford.
Another good tackle by Wofford. See, what he might lack for in speed, he makes up for in defense.
Yeah, no, he's very solid.
Very
Zach,
very solid.
Scott will have to
defender.
outrun him. Is not going to be able to
Gonna be
beat
able to
him
shield
physically.
off.
That's for
Yes,
sure.
definitely. Good cross in. Good collection from Schillers.
Yes,
So he looks
well
a
done.
quick start. Counterattack, feeding the ball to Jeffrey. Good pressure from Smith. And Girard again, a little more
Snyder will
relaxed.
be able to spot him with his headband the rest of the night.
Fairview clears the danger well as they look to start another attack. McCall tries to find Baker on a long ball, but the interception falls to Piazza. George with a nice ball in to Jan. Baker tries to play a 1-2 with Jan. And Girard will be flagged for a handball after George tried to send the ball back in. Just took a deflection off a Girard hand. Fairview's going to get a free kick from about 30 yards out. Smith looks to put it on target. It goes directly into the wall. Comes right back out to him. Plays it over to McCall.
Heard that up here, though. He gave it a thump. Oh, Baker beat the trap.
Yeah, Baker beat
Well,
the,
actually goes
beat the
out.
run, but unfortunately he was the only Fairview attacker that did. Over on the left or on the right side, but is flagged for a foul instead.
Wetzel takes the free kick for Girard.
Interception
up to
from
Gimber.
Smith.
Smith takes it right off his foot.
Got some nice little back heel over Smith. McCall likes to take it in the box. Gets through Jeffrey. Goes back inside, and Jeffrey does well to recover. A little tussle, little battle of wits between Jeffrey and McCall in the corner as they try to shield each other off. But Jeffrey will be flagged for the foul, and it will be a free kick on the left side of the box, right on the corner, almost near the baseline.
It's a physical matchup. I got a little too much body there.
Yeah.
Point it.
Good ball in from Smith. Finds Brady Baker with a free header from distance. Gets some power on it, but falls straight to Schillers, who will look to kickstart another counterattack. George wins in the midfield, a commonly said phrase.
You'll be hearing that a lot tonight, I think, yes. I hope.
Scott tries to outrun the Girard defense, but Girard does well to keep their composure. A lot of pressure from the Fairview offense tonight, which is key against a high line like Girard's. As Fairview midfield with possession once again. Plays all the way back to Kissel, receiving some pressure from the Girard forwards.
It's Mason Arts again. He's a energizer
Excellent,
bunny out there.
excellent pressuring from the Girard offense so far. They're reading the game very well up there. They're just unlucky to not hold any possession up there. As ball from McCall gets skipped through
it's
to
a good touch to get
Girard
into
defense
some
as
space.
Scott looks to play back in. Good block from Wetzel. Wetzel with some fantastic recovery pace over at left back.
Another 9th grader. Future looks bright.
Substitution for the Tigers is Drew Smith will come out for Carson Carrera. Look to occupy that central midfield role.
In the same spot, yeah. Both left-footed players as well.
Yes. Now plays ball in over to George. George with a looping
the
effort.
chip.
Off the
Bangs off the crossbar.
Ooh, and Scott is unable to
right
collect
there.
the rebound. He tries to collect it off his head, but it unfortunately was dispossessed, and it will fall out for a Girard throw-in. It's a good shot from
That was
George.
good, yeah.
Almost chipped him.
Had the spot.
He was 2 yards back. It would have been in. Jan wins the ensuing throw-in, but bounces out for another Girard throw-in. Much longer throw-in, but Januso is able to skip it on for Kessel. Through ball in for Girard. Richie DeArmond reads it well.
Mason Arts pursuing it well. But,
Arts with a lot of pressure. But
DeArmond did well to come out and get that. Richie boots it up the field.
DeArmond again with control of the ball after the header skipped on by Nate Kissel. Good control from Piazza in the middle.
Oh,
Nate George
yes.
with another excellent ball. Well, Zach Scott is onside. He's in on goal.
Yeah. Wofford closes
Wofford,
well.
Yeah, Wofford closes well. Able to shield him off a little bit. Zach Scott he lost a bit of momentum.
Yeah.
He was clipped by the Girard defender. Not a foul, but there was some contact that slowed his run down a little bit. Good pressure from Carrera, but Jeffrey is able to withstand it. A lot of space in that midfield. Jan does well to track back, play back to Januso. Nice ball from Januso over to McCall. A bit too heavy of a touch from McCall. As Girard looks to start up an attack, but George wins the ball yet again. Plays Carrera through, a nice ball in.
Time to run
Good
well,
tackle
stay
from
inside.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey closed down well, for sure.
13 minutes left to play in this one. Still 2-0 to the Tigers. Throw-in doesn't lead to much as George starts the attack again. George tries another long ball up the field, but Kissel is there to read it. A little miscommunication from Januso and Jan, but Januso is able to recover. So he plays it back into Kissel. Kissel with a lot of room in front of him finds McCall with a nice little through ball. McCall tries to find Carrera just a little too much in for him, but a good run from Carrera nonetheless. And Piazza wins the tackle, but falls out for a Girard throw-in. As we see another Girard substitution.
Start talking a little more. Let's go.
Here's the
That
captain.
is Andy Jones coming back
Captain
on.
back on at striker. George flag for a foul on the 25-yard line. Piazza tries to backtrack, but is met by Girard defenders. They try a little quick work from George and McCall. McCall tries to curl it in, but it doesn't get much curl on it, and it falls out for a goal kick.
Just kept drifting on him.
Yeah, he intended it to be a looping cross in, but he didn't get as much curl in as he wanted. As George starts the attack with a short goal kick, works around the back.
I think if they're going to continue doing that, Fairview do well to pressure that a little bit more aggressively.
Especially in the midfield.
Make things interesting. go right up on that goalie. Well, they're not allowed in there, are they?
Well, yeah. Kerr wins the ball back, tries to save it from going out. Will fall out for Girard throwing. Jeffrey on the throwing. Trying to find options. Fairview's doing well to man mark. Finds Jones. Jones tries to flick it on. George intercepts. Got some misplaces the pass to Jan, but wins it back. Play the ball back to Noble. Girard will look to pressure. Noble tries to play a long ball into Piazza.
Rymald blocks that up in the air.
Scott and Piazza with some good pressure. Will fall out for a Fairview throw-in. Piazza with control on the right side. Dispossessed. Girard starts the counterattack. Nice long through ball.
Yeah.
Nice cross-field ball over the right side of the field, but McCall does well to dispossess and clear the danger as a Girard throw-in.
Yeah, he recovered well.
Girard with a bit of an attack here. Threatening a little bit.
Jeffrey to take the throw in.
Jeffrey playing a lot higher up the pitch as a right back. But Kissel does well to shield off Jones and let it fall for a Fairview goal kick as we see another substitution from the Jackets. Seem to be rotating their attackers a lot.
I think Art's coming off in favor of. Is that a 7?
Walchuk.
Looks
like a 7.
Colin Walchuk.
Girard definitely utilizing all the attackers on their bench, trying to bring on fresh legs. Kerr wins a throw-in for the Tigers around the 50-yard line. George plays a nice ball over. Got a little deflection, but Scott runs on top of it.
Boy, they close on him
inside.
right away.
Closed on
he
him,
gets
but
the ball.
gets the ball back. Baker looks to turn on his left foot.
Okay.
Tumbles in the box, but no objection
foul.
from any player. A clean play in the box.
Okay.
And Jones does
McCall had
well
a nice battle.
Does well to stave off the pressure from McCall. He's able to play the ball back.
Good, yeah, good. Run with it, boys. Let's go.
Girard looks to start their attack on the right side, looking
George marking
more
Hansen.
comfortable.
Drop.
Jeffrey with a tries to switch the field of play. Still finds
Oh, that's-
midfielder. And
those are tricky.
Andy Jones
Like that.
gets over the. Should be a foul. It is a foul.
No.
Nice looping through ball
Yeah, those are
from Snyder over into Jones, but Jones collides with the goalkeeper, and that's a big no-no in high school soccer. When the goalkeeper goes down, it's usually a foul. Jeffers wins the header, but McCall sends it back
ball.
in. Jeffrey winning another header. Piazza with good composure.
He's
Switches
kind
the field of play
of played a
comfortably.
roaming role today.
Yeah, he's playing more of an inverted winger.
Yeah, he's been inside. He's
He
been up the
started on the
right.
left, cuts inside. Piazza again.
He's-
Was unable to get the shot away. But
Good block.
some good dribbling from Piazza.
Yeah.
Baker tracks back well to pressure the Girard defense, but Girard looking a lot more comfortable getting the ball out and working around the midfield. Snyder with a lot of space in front of him. George looks to mark him down. Tries to play in Jones. Is intercepted by Noble. Ball back in. Is intercepted by Januso. George has some time in front of him. Picks his head up. Finds Jan. Jan with more space. Playing in
Looking to play
Scott yet again. Wagner again with good recovery pace. Scott looks to dance a little bit with the ball. Good ball in. Ooh. Just sails over the head of Carson Curra, and Jeffrey does well to recover.
Just a bit too deep to
ball
do
up.
anything with that.
Yeah. Good work from McCall. Good pressure from
It's a
McCall.
real battle they're gonna
Wins the
have.
Scott over to McCall. McCall plays it back out to Jan. Jan over to Piazza. Piazza with some time. Looking for a pass. Tries to find Scott. He's still holding on to the ball. Still looking for something. Was a little
Yeah,
shimmy.
I need to get a couple more people.
Still with the ball in Piazza. Cuts inside. Finds Scott. Scott settles it. Carrera gets
drops.
it.
Oh.
Baker tries to flick it onto the outside of his foot but goes over the bar. That's some good work from Aiden Piazza, though.
That was good.
Held on
possession.
the ball for a long time, but never lost possession, never tried to do anything fancier than he had to.
And moving him around the field is going to
Open up space for a lot of Fairview attackers.
and hopefully cause some confusion
Mm-hmm.
among the defenders. I think that's their goal.
George wins the ball in the midfield. Eli playing a little deeper for the Tigers, letting Piazza play more in that attacking midfielder role. Nice long ball in from Justin Noble. Ooh, Kerr tries to nutmeg Jeffries, but Jeffries, again, does well. Call intercepts. Nice
forwards,
looping
though,
ball into Scott. Just sails over his head. He retains possession, though. Looks to get around. He does. Scott has a lot of time. A heavy touch. Causes Wofford to clear the ball away. Terry takes the throw in. Jan with a good ball in. Girard tries to get a foot on it, but it skips over his head. Terry need more men in the box on those.
Well, yeah, for sure. We're definitely outnumbered.
Nice little turn from
by the
McCall.
defenders right now.
Over to Carrera. Carrera tries to take a shot. Comfortable save at the near post.
Near post.
Girard looks to restart their attack. But Jan wins it in the midfield. Snyder, ball on the left side. Tries to pass it, hits his teammate instead. Go out for a Fairview throw-in. Ball into Scott. Will be flagged for a handball. Bounced up and hit his hand. Girard will have a free kick as they look to ball up the field. Try to get a goal before halftime. 4 minutes left in this one.
And Baker intercepts.
Baker looks to carry it down the wing. Does well. Uses his strength. Cuts inside. He's got some space. Plays.
And again, Kerr was the only Fairview player in the penalty area. Gonna want to try to get more
On the right side.
more of their own guys.
Looks to play the ball in. Tries to find Scott. For a Fairview corner after it is deflected by.
Didn't see that deflection, but I trust the
Deflected by
referee.
the,
They're far closer than I am.
Yeah. Deflected by the Girard defense. Jan looks to play the ball in. Nice ball in. Piazza on target.
Another good header.
Another good header. There's a comfortable save yet again, Schillers. Booming punt up the field to Andy Jones. Jones tries to flick it on to a supporting forward, but will fall comfortably to DeArmond. DeArmond puts it on the floor and looks to pass with his feet. Finds Carrera. Tries to flick it over Jeffrey.
Still pursuing the
Carson
ball.
and Snyder. Girard again looking, passing the ball a lot better, but Januso does well to win the tackle. Overlaps Scott. Scott plays him in on a nice ball. Takes a touch inside. Tries to find Piazza, but well cleared again from the Girard defense.
There and ready.
He was
for
there,
it.
yeah. But Girard has done well to kind of, except for the second goal, they've done well to cut out those crosses on the ground from getting to Fairview players.
Yeah, that's a strategy that has worked well,
Especially
both today and this year for Fairview.
with so much pace on the wings.
But maybe we might try to mix things up a little bit.
Jan taking a corner on the left side of the field. Good ball in. Piazza gets up there, wins a header, but it skips over his head and will fall out for it looks to be Girard.
Definitely under some pressure as he went up for that header, so couldn't really get comfortable.
Double substitution for the Jackets once again. This time it looks like they're taking off defenders.
Off and Troysh, I believe.
22-1 coming back in.
Okay, so Fennell's back in, and Isaiah Olesniak.
George tries to pick out a pass, but Jeffries clears the danger. Girard hoping to use some of their fresh legs to quick start an attack, but intercepted in the midfield. Piazza with a lot of time, tries to find Baker. Deflection falls back to him. Carrera on the left wing for the Tigers. Fairview still holding possession. George with a nice ball into Scott. Scott tries to get around. He does, but he sends it a bit wide. Under
Somehow
a lot of
sneaked up the
pressure.
shot. You couldn't even see him
Under
between
a
those
lot
bodies
of,
there.
Yeah, a lot of pressure from the Girard defense forces the shot wide. A good ball in from Nathan George yet again.
Yes, and that's as I had just said, they might want to mix it up a little bit, and they brought Scott more centrally.
1 minute remaining in the half.
1 minute left in this half as Fairview looks to add on to their 2-0 lead before the half. And Girard will
Now
look
looks
to
to find
snag
Hansen,
a goal.
but intercepted.
Jeffries with a nice little cut to get around Baker and Carrera. Finds Jones. Jones just gets past Jones.
Long ball looking for
Yeah,
Hansen.
Walczak tried to get him over the little cross diagonal ball, but doesn't really find a player. 30 seconds left in this one. McCall with a throw in on the far side of the field for the Tigers. Kerr is dispossessed, but George clears the danger.
10 seconds.
Long ball in, comfortable for the Armament,
8,
as he'll just see this half off.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that's the first half out here at Fairview. Fairview with a 2-0 lead. Scoreline won't show, but Fairview are playing very comfortable in this game.
They definitely had the majority of the possession. Scouted. Both teams have scouted each other pretty well. I mean, Girard has worked hard to keep Zach Scott from having too much freedom down the wing, and Fairview's defense has done well to. We'll be back with the second half in a few minutes. Thanks for listening, everyone. Oh, ready to start up again. Teams are just come back onto the field. Quick scores around the world. France 7, Ukraine 1.
Yep.
the
International,
most important one.
international friendlies though.
They're all
Not much to
Girard
say
and
about
Turkey.
them.
3.
An exciting
3-3.
3-3 draw with Germany and Turkey. Kai
I said
Havertz,
Girard and Turkey. Yes. Germany and Turkey.
new Chelsea man, Kai Havertz with 2 assists for. Actually, I don't know what Germany's nickname is. Like Les Bleus or isn't it like Die Mannschaft?
Der
or something? Der
Mannschaft.
Mannschaft, yes, that's what it is.
It's I guess it means team.
Yeah,
We're just gonna let that lie. I think.
but the U.S. doesn't play. The international break for everybody but the CONCACAF. So we don't get to see our boys in blue in action.
Too much
Just
COVID.
yet. Oh yeah, that too probably. Girard will kick off the second half. Fairview will look to build on their comfortable 2-0 lead. Looks like the same starting lineup for the Tigers. Coach Sonny Vidakovic usually rolls with his guys. First couple minutes of the second half, even in a comfortable win like this, or comfortable game. He wants to get them as many minutes as possible.
Yes. Got to keep them sharp.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
the games when they need them.
Referee checks the goalkeepers, which is a thing that still happens. And Snyder kicks the ball off for the Jackets as they begin the second half. Girard looking sharp. They work the ball around, holding possession. A little pressure on Jeffrey, misplaces a pass, and Howells will take it up for the Tigers. It's got McCall in the overlap. McCall with a ground ball over to Scott. Oh, what a save!
Terrific save.
That's an excellent ball from from Corey McCall, right across the face of the goal. Doesn't find anybody until Scott gets in it at the far post, but Schiller's with a great save, good positioning, follows the ball all the way across, throws his body in front of it, and lets his defense know that they were
Shouldn't do that anymore.
that they were letting the ball roll across.
Yeah.
That
No,
was
he.
good for a goalkeeper.
I've got him with 8 or 9 saves.
Yeah,
That's the
he's
best of the
keeping
bunch.
him in this game for sure. And Smith takes the corner kick over to Piazza. A bit long for Piazza, just sails over his head. But came off a Girard defender for another Fairview throw on the other side. This time Jan will be on it.
Corner. Not throw.
Or not corner, excuse me. Now with a nice looping ball in.
Oh,
Tried
that
to
was
find
wide
Scott.
open.
He was there.
He just found his way between defenders. but
Will
skimmed
be
off top of his
another
head.
Fairview
Oh,
corner
jeez.
as it took a deflection off a Girard defender. Smith will take it on the right side for the Tigers, the left-footed midfielder. Another ball in.
Sending more bodies up front.
Nice header from Aiden.
Oh,
Sneaks under
trickles in.
Schillers. 3 corners in a row. Fairview was hoping to make them pay. Good header from Piazza.
Aiden Piazza.
Just sneaks under Schillers. Another goal for Aiden Piazza. As Fairview takes a 3-0 lead here. 2 minutes into the second half. 38 minutes to play.
Well, all 3 of those corners were dangerous.
Yeah, they was coming for the Tigers.
And,
As Girard kicks off yet again. Fairview instantly pressuring. I think they want a few more goals. Pressure works as Piazza intercepts the ball, but Jeffrey with some composure to switch the field of play.
It's Gimber out on
Gimber on the left.
left wing.
Again, Girard looking a little more sharp with their passes, but pressure from the Fairview offense causes them to misplace pass. Fairview working it around. Some pressure from Snyder, but Kissel keeps his cool. Switches the field. Unable to find Scott, but Smith falls on the loose ball. Got some time in front of him. Howells trying to find Scott through. Cleared away, but Howells on the ball again. Jeffrey intercepts the pass intended for Piazza. McCall receives a little bit of pressure, but keeps his cool. is able to turn back and kickstart another attack.
Very composed, and then
Wofford clearing it up to Snyder. Snyder trying to keep it under control, but George intercepts the loose ball. Intercepted.
Aiden Carden. That's his first time said his name tonight.
Get a little busier on that left back position.
He's a 9th grader as well, listed as a winger, but he's playing left back.
Misplay by the Girard defense as Piazza runs on the loose ball, but Wofford does well to get it back and clear the danger as it falls out for yet another Fairview corner. Smith looks to bag another assist from the corner. Ball comes in, tries to get it at the near post. Girard does well to clear. They were set up well. Tries to get the second chance effort in. Piazza gets a head on it, falls to George. George plays it across.
And it's in.
Yep. Thought he was going to get flagged for offside, but he was not, as
Goal by Zach Scott.
Aiden Piazza's second header finds Nate George, and George just plays a simple ball across. Scott gets it under the legs of Schillers for his first, or no, it was the second goal of the match for Scott, I believe.
No, Nate.
Piazza,
Eli.
Okay, yeah. Okay, you're right.
He had that really good assist.
Yes. So, Zach Scott gets on the score sheet for the Tigers. 4 different goal scorers tonight.
George with an assist. On that, a nice assist on that. Good back header by Piazza to find him as the defense was coming out.
I don't know if it was intended. He tried to get it back on target.
Yeah, just wanted to get in the danger area and prove dangerous.
Jones tries to work on the left wing for the Jackets, but pressure from George causes him to play the ball back. Nice switch of play from Girard, but the Fairview defense holds strong and tries to kick out another attack.
Out to Smith.
Fairview with 2 quick goals in the first 5
plays.
minutes, as we have 35 minutes left to play in this one.
Left. Piazza left ball.
McCall with some space in front of him, switches the field of play over to Smith. Smith with a nice ball into Scott. Scott gets to it. Finds Eli across. Another tap in for the Tigers with 3 quick goals in the first 5 minutes of this second half. Eli on gets his name on the score sheet yet again. 5-0 Fairview. 34:50 to play in this one. It was an excellent ball from Drew Smith.
Yes,
Waited perfectly for Scott to run onto it. And Scott,
Well, McCall found him in space too, to get things started.
yes, good switch of play from the Tigers as Girard looks to reset and start another attack. But intercepted by McCall. Nice little 1-2 with Piazza. McCall looks to get by Jeffrey. Jeffrey with a lot of pace is able to get McCall off the ball.
Yeah, he did well. He's been busy. But
Jones
he's been up to it.
ball in the midfield. Tries to find
Gimber.
but it's unsuccessful. But Snyder retains possession.
Intercepted that well, but it does find its way back to Girard.
Girard working the ball on the right side. Jeffrey carrying the ball up. Tries to find Jones on a long through ball, but Noble is there to intercept.
Jones runs it down.
Jones runs it down. Goes out for comes right off of Jones for a Fairview throw-in. Over to Howells. Howells back to McCall. McCall looks to send it long. Maybe thought that Jan was going to run onto it, but Jan decided to track back. Nevertheless, Fairview intercepts the loose ball. A nice ball from Piazza over to Scott. Scott takes a touch, a little heavy, but was able to recover.
From behind.
Cuts in on his left. Still with the ball. Comfortable
Oh,
possession for the Tigers, but Piazza can't get the shot away. Blocked by the Jordan defense, but Fairview holds.
his
with the
touch
ball.
gave him a chance to get in position to block that. But
Nice pass from Scott in on as
It
well.
was. Yes, it
Fairview
was.
tries to switch field of play, but the Jordan midfield intercepts, but
Snyder tries to break out.
George
but,
gets it right back. Fairview looking a lot more attacking. Maybe just trying to get a few more goals. Get the JV players on. Smith with a little move in the corner. Tries to whip it into Scott, but is unable to as Gimber takes the ball upfield. Plays over to Jones. Jones looks to take it up the left side for the Tigers. Janusa does well to intercept. Should be a Fairview throw, and it is. George switches the field of play. McCall sends it long. Tries to meet Piazza, but it's just a bit too long for him.
Yeah, I don't think Gato was expecting that.
Yeah, she'll
That ball.
We'll collect comfortably in. Girard will look to widen up and try to get an attack going here.
Okay.
Kimber does well to win it.
Yes.
Win the header.
Jones.
Jones flicks it over George. Tries to find a ball into Snyder. Snyder does win the ball.
Yes.
Falls back to Jones. Janusa does well to intercept.
Well, that was a lot of
Foul Nate
argy
George, but
bargy.
there will be no call, and it will be a Girard throw-in. Janusa doing well to track back on defense, and he got himself in there. He used a lot of power
Yes.
to win the ball back, but falls out for a Girard throw-in as we get another substitution for the Jackets.
Yeah, Jones could be dangerous out there. Janusa did well.
Girard tries to get something going, but the notorious Fairview defense clears the danger. Jan tries to find Scott, but is unable to. Gimber with a nice tackle.
Wait, he hustled to make it.
Yeah, he did.
To make it uncomfortable for them.
Gimber finds Snyder. Snyder gets around Januso. Noble intercepts. Pressure on George. Snyder wins that battle. Snyder gets around Noble. McCall intercepts. Fairview again, comfortable in
Only
defense.
away by Gordon McCall.
But
Finds-
Girard looking a little more threatening. But
Yeah,
leaving a lot of space in the midfield for Fairview to get good counterattacks going.
There's-
Nice ball into Jan
Yeah.
from Smith, but Jeffrey clears the danger.
Yeah, but that was good. Well, yeah, looks like Girard is really pressing harder with their forwards, but that is going to mean more space somewhere.
And especially Fairview lining up in a 4-3-3 with Smith and Howells playing as more fielders. They're going to Howells switches the field of play.
Scott
Over
runs
to
it
Scott.
down.
Scott runs it down. Tries to
Can't
cross
do
it
much
in.
with it, though.
We'll roll out of
Just out
bounds.
for a goal kick.
Fairview up 5-0 in this one with 30 minutes left to play. 3 quick second half goals. Sees them expand their lead. Janusa intercepts the goal kick. Fairview working around the midfield over to Howells. Howells plays ball. Tries to find Piazza, but Jeffrey's there to intercept. Piazza on the ball. Nice little overlap from
Quick-
McCall. McCall will look to take it down to the byline. Played across.
Ooh.
Scott was just a touch behind.
Yeah.
Scott was one more step from putting it in the back of the net for yet another goal for him today. That will fall out for a Girard throw-in.
Good overlap from McCall. He
Yeah.
never hesitated.
It's good attacking IQ from the left back. Justin clears the danger as Snyder looks to pressure the ball. Watford in possession.
Up to Fennell.
And Fennell gets dispossessed by Januso. But Kissel wins the ensuing through ball. Good
Tackle
pressure
away.
from the Girard midfield. And then they got some space to work with. Finds Jones.
Ball, Andy.
Hanson looking for Jones. Fennell wins the deflection.
Jones in the midfield, receiving some pressure from Drew Smith, forced to play it back. Jan intercepts the loose ball. Fairview switches the field of play over to McCall. McCall tries to find Piazza on the run, but it's a bit too much for him as Jeffrey clears the danger for a Fairview throw-in.
Did put on enough pressure to force the throw in.
Smith was in space, about 20 yards out. Tries to take a shot from distance. Is blocked up in the air.
Straight up in the
It wins
air.
the header,
Yeah.
but it'll just fall right to Schiller. Again, Fairview looking a little less afraid to take shots from distance.
Schiller's punt goes to George.
And Fairview just working around the midfield. Jan tracks back. Has a nice ball into Scott. Schiller tries to beat them in the foot race. He does. Good awareness from Schiller, getting off his line like that. Beating Zach Scott in the foot race is often difficult. He won that battle. George intercepts. Finds Jan. Jan plays it back to Smith. Smith plays a nice ball across over Piazza. Piazza's touch is a bit too heavy as the Girard defense clears the danger.
Yeah, that was well defended because that was really good.
That was good vision from...
to see that space and the run that Piazza was making. Again, coming in more central at times.
Mm-hmm. Piazza dispossessed as Jones looks to move it up the field, but George intercepts. Smith on the right side for the Tigers. Good ball in, but Schiller's just there to collect pretty comfortably. Plays it short as Girard works up the midfield. Interception from McCall once again. A little miscommunication from Smith and Jan as Girard still holds possession. George wins that tackle. He plays it over long to Snyder. Snyder flicks it on. Richie's off his line. Does well to collect. Good heads-up play from Richie Darmott. Not sticking to his line. Recognizing the through ball.
Good idea from Snyder to try to play it to himself, though.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the speed to do that.
Smith tries to find Scott wide, but Gimber does well to dispossess him. Januso falls on the loose ball, plays it back out to Zach Scott. Zach Scott looks to take it to the byline. Gimber with a excellent slide tackle to stop the danger. We'll go out for a Girard goal kick. That's excellent defensive work from Gimber. That's a great tackle. Slide tackles, especially in high school, are pretty risky. The refs are usually jumping at any opportunity to call it, but he timed it well, blocked the danger.
In the penalty area in particular.
Yeah, especially in the penalty area.
A couple subs for Girard.
19.
Looking for names. It's Alex DiTullio, his first action of the day.
Collins the ensuing goal kick. Fairview will play it back. Kissel a nice ball over to Scott. Scott cuts inside. McCall the shot from distance. Just a bit wide. Good run from McCall in from the pass from Smith. McCall saw his space in front of him, decided to take a shot from about 20 yards out. Just rolled a bit wide.
No reason not to.
Exactly, you got that much space in front of him. You can rip it with your left foot, then go for it. Another goal kick for the Jackets. 25 minutes left in this one.
He's tormented you a few times in practice with those.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Snyder looks to play long.
That.
But McCall wins it.
Old Nanik with the chip up toward Fennell.
Pressure from Snyder is successful as forces Januso to play the ball out of bounds. It'll be a Jackets throw in and an attack in the Fairview defensive third. Gimber takes the long throw in, but George wins the header. Smith with some room to work with. Tries to play on. Jeffrey's there to play it back in the mix, but George intercepts. Plays it out wide to McCall. Good read from McCall as he plays it over to Piazza. Piazza with some space to work with. Will try to get by Jeffrey. Plays McCall on the overlap. Finds Piazza again. Piazza looks to play inside. Is unsuccessful to find a pass. And Girard will start another counter. Smith with good...
Takes it right up to Tulio's foot and hits it.
And hits a shot. That's a goal. Drew Smith from distance.
Yeah, he took it right off the defender's foot. A couple of touches, he crossed Schiller up with that.
Yep. 30-yard effort from Drew Smith. Finds the back of the net.
And he does kick for the football team, so he has.
Yeah, he's got power
can
for
hit
sure.
them. That's for sure.
That one had a lot of dip on it too. Probably what crossed up Schiller. 6-0 Tigers with 23 minutes left to play.
It was Drew, right?
Yeah, it's Drew. Long ball over to Scott. A little bit too much on it. There's a little fallout for a Girard goal kick.
And the goals by Drew Smith.
Substitution for the Tigers is Eli Jan's night looks to be over as Chuck Ennis comes on for the Tigers to play up front. Nice header from Smith in the midfield. Tries to take a touch around. The Girard defense holds strong. George got 3 players on him. Is dispossessed by Snyder.
Picks his pocket.
The loose ball falls to the Tigers. More pressure from Snyder.
He's working very hard tonight.
Snyder has
Seems
been
to
a
have stepped
workhorse.
up his energy level.
It's been a workhorse as him and Noble to no success as Noble's able to clear the danger, but Girard sends it right back in.
Good work, guys.
Ball bounced around the midfield a little bit, but Girard's able to hold possession as they play back to the defense.
Yeah. Well, Znanek does well.
Kimber clears the ball. Call wins the ensuing kick. Nice little turn from Snyder to get around Kissel, but Noble's there to clean up the action. Jones with possession now, tries to find Snyder. Noble comfortable in defense. Gets around Jones with some moves. Tries to play in the midfield. And ball will fall out for a Fairview run. Another substitution for the Tigers and the Jackets.
Good job, boss.
We see Michael Januso leave the game for Ben Smith.
Ah, yes.
Ben Smith comes in for the Tigers at right back, donning the number 5. Smith tries to work up the field, but takes a stumble.
Gotta get his sea legs a little bit. Hasn't played yet tonight.
George with some room to work. Plays one over to Piazza, but Jeffries wins the header. Ball stays in play. Piazza is able to hold on to it. McCall with a touch around Jeffrey. Tries to play cross in, but Jeffries blocks the effort, and we'll go out for a Fairview corner kick as we have yet another substitution for the Tigers as they look to bring in some players off the bench to get some yards in for the varsity team as Glenn Lewis comes on for Josh Howells. And Lewis will look to assume an attacking position. Probably Josh's midfield role as Smith takes the corner for the Tigers. Drew Smith, that is. Ball in to Piazza, wins another header. Ben Smith looks to take a shot, fakes a shot, is forced to go back. Nice little turn, but good defense from Girard.
Defended well by Fennell, but Fairview does get the throw in.
Scott cutting inside for the Tigers now. Plays it all the way across, tries to find Drew Smith, but Girard clears the danger. Snyder with a lot more pressure. Noble lets the ball. Jarmit plays back out to Noble. Will fall to Kissel. Kissel gets around very nicely.
Yeah, they tried to play that quick counterattack, but defense was sniffed that out.
Taking a space, getting by defenders. Ooh. McCall almost completes a solo run. Very good solo run at that.
Yes.
Piazza tries to get through, but George center backs having a very good game, remaining strong. Ben Smith with control in the midfield. Chuck Ennis over to McCall. To Lewis. Lewis tries to feed it on to Piazza, but just misplaces it. Girard working up the field now over to Snyder. Snyder tries to find a pass, but intercepted by Fairview defense as Ennis and Drew Smith look to work up the midfield.
Shrugs off the defender once, but
Tries to find Piazza, plays it out. It appears as though Ennis has moved back to midfield as Glenn Lewis is playing up top, and we'll see another substitution as Zach Scott leaves the field for Garrett Thayer. Good night from Zach Scott.
yeah, very good. He
Garrett
was very
Thayer
effective
will
tonight.
take over at the right wing role. Piazza with a lot of pressure. Gerard's able to clear the danger, but rewards a Fairview throw-in as we get yet another substitution for the Tigers. Piazza coming out for Brady Baker, looks like.
Yes, that is the case.
Yep. Brady Baker,
Quick cross in.
instant impact.
Yeah.
Tries to find Garrett Thayer on the far post. Just rolls out a play before Thayer can get a foot on it.
Each of them had got a goal and an assist with first touches of their game,
Yeah.
respectively.
Yep, would have been an instant
Would've
impact.
been
17
something.
minutes left in this one. Fairview still up 6-0 as they look to play this game out, bringing on some players to get some varsity minutes. Ball in midfield. George. But George is able to pick out a pass as the ball goes back to Noble. Noble with a nice long ball in, tries to find Lewis. But
Oh,
Wofford
long
clears the
ball
danger.
out for Hansen.
Kissel does
Arts
well.
wins it.
Nice little back heel from Fairview's clears the
Yeah.
danger.
Yeah, Hansen to Snyder almost came off.
Yeah,
But,
Hanson and Snyder they've been linking up very well up there for
they
the,
worked
for the
hard,
Jackets.
yeah, for sure.
McCall is dispossessed, but it rolls out for a Fairview throw-in. McCall taking up the left wing. Plays back to Baker. Baker plays it over the top to McCall. Nice little 1-2 from the two players. Good pressure from Jeffries as he's able to clear the danger, but it'll go out for a Fairview throw-in. Call into Lewis. Call tries to pick out a cross. Is well blocked. Will be another Fairview throw-in.
I was trying to hold it in, and then it became louder than normal.
Girard wins the loose ball over in the midfield. They try to find a long pass.
George settles things down. Back to his defense.
Ben Smith plays it out to
Smith
Garrett
and
Thayer on the
Thayer.
right side.
We're trying to have some.
Thayer looks for Drew Smith, but Drew Smith just overran a little bit. Girard play it long, but Noble comfortable in possession. Kissel with a big touch. Gets around one. Kissel carrying the ball up now for the Tigers. Finds Thayer on the right side. Thayer just skips over his leg as it goes out for a Girard throw-in, unable to hold possession.
A little
A
confusion.
little confusion, but works out for the Tigers in the end as Noble gets around Jones. Over to Ennis. Ennis with some space in front of him. Tries to find Baker, but hits it a bit long. We'll roll out for a
little bit.
Girard goal kick. With just about 15 minutes left to play in this one. Fairview looking to keep their undefeated record. Thayer falls on the loose ball in the midfield after the ensuing goal kick. Thayer on the ball again. Tries to pick out a run for Baker. Doesn't get the height that he wanted. And will fall comfortable for Schiller as he distributes quickly over the head of Chuck Ennis.
To Tulio, but Ennis.
But Chuck Ennis does well to recover. Good from the Fairview defense. A lot more pressure coming from the Girard offense. Looking to get a goal now that they recognize that a lot of the starting 11 for Fairview is coming off the field. McCall in possession as the loose ball finds Drew Smith. Drew Smith picks his head up. He's able to find Ennis. Ennis got some space in front of him. He's taking his space. Plays in Baker on the left side, but just a bit too much. Girard does well to shield the ball out for a goal kick. Carson Rare coming on for the Tigers for Drew Smith. Glenn Lewis will drop down into a midfielder role as Carrera plays up top.
Yeah, Drew had a good game tonight.
Yeah, excellent vision from him. Good goal. Corners were looking good. George wins possession once again in the midfield for the Tigers. They are unable to control as it'll fall back to Wofford. Jones flicks it on in the air, but falls to George. George plays it over to Ennis. Ennis lets it run for McCall. Call into Lewis. Lewis tries to find Ennis, was intercepted, but Ennis wins the ball back. Working around a little triangle between Lewis and Ennis. Ennis finds a nice ball over to Thayer. Thayer got some space in front of him.
Well
A
done
little
by
bit of
Garrett
pressure.
to stay out wide.
Yeah. Fairview moving the ball around very well. A lot of passing. Ennis with the ball now. Flicks it out wide to Baker. Baker cuts inside. Plays it across to Lewis. Lewis tries to take a shot on his left foot, but Girard clears the ball. Gamer with the clearance. Girard with numbers now. As Jones comes on the running balls, 1v1 with Noble. Noble clears danger, but the second ball is a little dangerous as well, but Ben Smith does well to intercept. Baker stumbles a little, is unable to get the pass as Girard looks to get another attack going.
Yeah, Jones's first touch went straight to Justin, which was good for Fairview because he had a real head of steam.
Yep. More pressure from Girard, but Noble holds strong. Call a long through ball up the field for Carrera to chase on. Thayer does well to win the loose ball. Gets around Gimber. Gimber does well to get a leg in there and intercept. Gimber's got some space in front of him, take it up the field. Tries to find a ball up long. Kissel does. George with the ball now.
A lot of contact there. But
yeah.
Adjudged to be no advantage.
Garrett with a nice little back heel to get around the defender. But was held, and will be a free kick for the Tigers. Ben Smith take the free kick and looking to find a long ball in to a forward. Nice ball in from Smith. Baker tries to run on the end of it, but Schiller off his line is able to get the ball first. George starts quick. Tries to find Jones, but George intercepts. Ennis with ball now. Cuts inside. Finds Baker. Baker finds Lewis. Lewis finds George. George tries to find Thayer, but it's a bit too short for him. Gimber carrying the ball up for the Jackets now. Gets around Lewis. Nice play, a long ball.
Over the top.
Good ball from Gimber. Just a bit too long for him. Jarman collects. Jarman will punt the ball up the field. Over to Carrera, who tries to settle it. Is unable to, but will try to fall on top of the loose ball. Wofford plays the ball back to his keeper. Pressure from Carrera. Schiller does well to keep his head. Good pressure from the Fairview offense, but Carrera was in offside position when he got the ball back from Wofford, so he's flagged offside. 10 minutes left in this one, still 6-0 Fairview. Looks like we're going to get a double substitution from Fairview on the next dead whistle. Kimber with a long ball off the free kick, but doesn't really find anybody, and Noble clears the danger. He out of bounds for a Girard throw-in. Double substitution for the Tigers and a substitution for the Jackets. See Corey McCall and Nate George coming off for Preston Ross and Colin Bola. Andy Jones leaves the game for the Jackets.
Deserved rest for both of them.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Long throw.
Long throw. Ben Smith does well to win the tackle. Just clears the danger. Tries to find Thayer. But we'll roll out for a Girard throw-in. Gimmer with looking for another long throw-in. Good tackle from Kissel. Danger still not clear. Preston Ross intercepts.
Tries to center it, but Preston Ross does well.
Girard still in possession. Snyder with the ball now. They look to close him down. 3 players on Snyder. Chuck Ennis wins the ball. Snyder shields him off. Does well to get the ball back.
Nice
Through ball. Tries to find
Snyder.
Snyder.
Or Hansen.
Hansen,
Sorry.
excuse me. Yarmouth collects. Nice punt from Yarmouth once again. Good interception from
Well done by
Smith. Thayer plays ball back to Smith. Smith into Lewis. Loose ball falls to Carrera. Carrera tries to play over Baker, but perhaps Baker didn't read the run.
Yeah, he was cutting inside.
Yeah, he's cutting inside. Jeffrey wins the ball back. Jeffrey he tries to find Snyder, but Ennis clears the ball. Ross with possession now. Plays it over to Smith. Smith finds
Good
Lewis.
reverse.
Lewis finds Thayer. Thayer cuts inside on his left. Looks for a long shot. Had some curl on it, but just over the bar. He is left
I
footed.
did not
Yes.
know he was left footed. Yeah, I wonder why he was cutting in. He did it well.
Gets the height,
High and wide.
but doesn't get enough dip on it. It's a roll up for a Girard goal kick. short goal kick as Carrera looks to bring about pressure, but ball's but Snyder retains possession. And tries to play through to Hansen. Hansen with some pressure on Noble. Noble just gonna danger out of bounds. Some good pressure from Hansen.
Yeah, for sure.
Will be a
Did
throw in.
not give up on that ball.
Throw in for the Jackets. Kimber will look to take another long throw in.
He can get it in there.
The attackers are going in the box for the Jackets. Ennis with a good header. Danger still not totally clear. Ball rolls out back to Gimber.
Back to Gimber.
Gimber with a cross or a shot. Looked to be on target, but Diarmid collects easily and he distributes quickly. Gets the ball all the way up to Baker. Baker looks to try and beat Jeffrey. Cuts inside on his right. Nice play, Bolo. But met the flat for it. Everybody's had good cross in. Almost got up there. Play it back in for the Tigers. 6 minutes left in this one.
Take a long goal kick this time, trying to get instant offense. Baker. We'll just roll. He's favoring the one leg, but just ran a. When you run fast like that, when you're as explosive as Jones is, when you fall hard. Looks to be okay. Yes, I mean, it looks like they're going to get a playoffs. I would hope they get a playoffs. Anything can happen, obviously. Yeah.
Girard looks to whip the ball in on the long free kick. Nice ball in.
Long ball.
Looks to find a Snyder. Jarman isn't quite able to control the ball in the air, but the second chance shot from Girard doesn't have much power on it. Jarman collects easily, puts it on the floor, distributes it out to Baker, but Jeffrey will let it run for a Girard throw-in. 4 minutes left in this one. Girard looks to close
Who
out.
hit that free kick? Boy, that was it Jones?
I don't think so. It was right back.
Exactly.
Who thump it? Oh, Jeffries.
Yes, Jeffries. Good communication from Diarmid and Noble as the long through ball is headed back from Noble into the hands of Diarmid as Diarmid throws it out to Thayer. Thayer unable to control. Snyder looks to switch the field of play. Bola tries to get his body in front of it.
That. Well
Good tackle
by-
from Noble. Finds Hansen back in. Hansen around Manning. Bola tries to clear the danger. Slices it a little bit, but right into the hands of Diarmid. Diarmid booms it up the field. Baker with some space on the left side. Plays it inside to Lewis. Lewis cuts inside. Plays it back to Noble. Noble sends it up to Carrera, who gets a good read on the run, but Gimmer does well. Gimber clears the danger, gets around Ross. More pressure from Carrera, though. Gimber
Off.
takes ball upfield, gets by Smith. Noble recovers. Free kick. Quick free kick, quick thinking from Jones. Ball across the middle, cleared by Noble. Good job from Justin Noble. That was quick thinking by Jones. Get that ball in on the left side. That'll be a Girard corner kick. Fennel taking the free
they'll
kick
have
for
to.
the.
I mean,
or the
that was especially with
full
the
kick.
more inexperienced players in for Fairview.
Quick corner over to Gimble. Gimble tries to take a shot from distance, was
free
blocked
kick
by
was a
Thayer.
smart move.
Ross clears the danger. Fairview looks to preserve their shutout. Thayer returns, but is dispossessed by Gimber. Good pressure from Thayer. Gimber finds Wofford. Back over to Gimber. Snyder tries to make a run for Gimber. Gimber doesn't see it at first. Hansen gets a shot. Almost looked like he was still running when that came off his foot, but comfortable save for D'Armond as he's getting a little more action in these closing minutes. 1.5 left to play. Still 6-0 Fairview.
They'd certainly like to preserve the shutout if they could.
Jeffries fakes a ball and gets around Baker. Tries to find Fennel, but comfortable for D'Armond once again as he distributes out quickly to Thayer. Thayer with some space now, getting some pressure from Snyder. Garrett cuts inside, gets around Snyder, gets up quickly too, but Snyder's able to shield him off. Deflection off of Thayer, goes out for a Girard throw-in.
1 minute remaining.
1 minute left in the game as Girard tries to get a consolation goal here, and Fairview looks to keep their shutout. Thayer over to Smith. Smith cuts inside, finds Lewis. Lewis with some space in front of him, looks to switch the field.
Baker's got
Over to
acres of
Ennis.
space out there.
Baker heads it on to Carrera. The Girard clearance will stay inbounds.
Somehow stayed in
Good
play.
work. On the right side of the field for the Jackets. Looks to play in Hansen. But Noble comfortable in defense yet again. Girard looking to get one last attack in, but cleared again by Smith.
10, 9,
Last ditch effort for the Jackets.
6, 5,
Cleared off by the
Dangerous
Fairview
spot.
defense.
Fennell's going to hit it.
2.
Has to hit it, but blocked by Thayer.
All right.
And that ends it. Fairview wins this one 6-0. Completes the season sweep of Girard. Good game from the Tigers. Definitely could have been worse. Schiller really kept him in the game.
He did. He did well
Couple
too.
good saves, including that really nice save on that near post, on that far post run early in the second half.
Yeah, he's got big and blocked any angle for Scott. Get 2 goals from Jan, goals from Piazza, Smith, George, and Scott. Probably not in that order.
Both teams running across the field to acknowledge the fans who, in compliance with Governor Wolf's COVID-19 orders, have been allowed to come to the games all season. Something that I think is really good for the parents, especially. Every game is being treated like it's last this season, which I think is great. Obviously, they had the senior night, the first home game of the season, but Fairview adds on to their undefeated record. Still get to lose a game. They're not perfect anymore after a tie with Mercer's Lakers on Monday night. They will look to continue their winning ways against
The opponents.
Corey?
I don't know who's
I
next,
believe
honestly.
Corey's up next, and that would be away.
Yes. Next home game is Tuesday the 13th.
Yep.
Against Northeast.
We will
Hope to be
hopefully be back
then.
on for you guys.
As long as all this works for us. So
And then, and October 29th, big day. Last game of the season,
Yes.
home game against Mercer's, assuming that both teams win out like they had first part of the season, will be the region championship game since they tied the first time out.
it will be for all the marbles.
Unless they tie, then they'll just be co-champions.
That's right. which is possible. And we'll have to figure out the playoff seedings and everything else with that in mind.
Yeah, it should be interesting, especially with the whole new region setup, and especially for COVID, they did a lot of rearranging, but still got a few weeks to worry about that. So we thank you for joining us once again.
Thanks to Lindsay Fariska
As
and the
always,
athletic department for getting this set up and allowing us to use their space and their equipment. So.
allowing us to bring the game to you if you are unable to make it. But thank you for joining us. We'll catch you on the next time out.